Are we live?
We are live.
We are
Again,
live.
we apologize for the delay and the disconnection. We don't know what is happening.
It's a hailstorm outside.
There is a hailstorm outside. That is a thing.
This didn't happen yesterday.
It did not happen yesterday.
But to continue where I left off again, and I was really curious in Kirby's Rainbow Curse how a lot of the gameplay seems to focus around drawing paths, but Kirby as a franchise has a big cornerstone of sucking in and absorbing the powers of your enemies, which I don't.
This is true.
I don't see how that's gonna tie in, like how it's gonna flow with the line mechanic.
In Canvas Curse, what would happen is you would hit an enemy, and when you hit an enemy with Ball Kirby, that's what his name is in that game. It's just when you hit an enemy with Ball Kirby, you pretty much. Like, if you hit them, I think it was really weird, the hitboxes. It's like if you hit them from, like, the bottom up or something, then you gained their power. If they hit you with one of their attacks, you would get hurt. You would lose health. And if you gained their ability, which, like, for Beam, the Beam character in Kirby,
sure,
when you absorb him in regular Kirby games, you get his actual beam. In Canvas Curse, it would change the way your line, like, acted.
Oh, okay.
So if you
just change the art style of
it changes the color palette and it changes the way it looks, but it also changes what happens when you use it. So like if you drew a line through an enemy, it makes your lines like much more like it makes it more tactical, because if you absorbed one of the freeze enemies, you'd gain a freeze line. So if you drew a line through an opponent, it wouldn't only lead Kirby up that line, it would freeze the enemy.
That sounds like a really interesting thing that they could play with. Like, if you absorb a freezing enemy, it could mold the clay of the room you're in to be an ice environment. I think that could be cool.
I suppose.
I think that's a little much.
I don't know what that meant.
I don't know. That,
No?
that just sounds like a really intricate mechanic. That sounds like it's hard to absorb anyone.
And
That's
like
my
I
only
said,
thing.
it's I haven't said this, I should stop saying that. I was thinking this. I haven't played Kirby's Canvas Curse in a while, so it's pretty foggy on what the mechanics were. But
I see.
we will move on from there. We're done talking about Kirby and Yoshi, and we will move on to. I think we'll move on to Connor's favorite part of the night that did not happen the way he really wanted it to.
What I'm waiting for.
The Zelda U 2015.
Oh, I thought it was something
Oh no!
else.
Like I said, we're saving it for the end.
Saving the best for last.
Oh,
Yes.
the Zelda U thing. It was really cool, but I didn't get a name or like it was like 2015. I'm
They
like,
also
come on.
Well, that's what I was
They
saying.
could reveal a bit more.
Ghosted me.
they only showed 2 settings, which was a little frustrating. It was the one shot of the open world, and then the one forest location with the sort of spider mech. And
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, we have the enemy, so we have that. I put that up just now, so that's a thing.
I really wonder what that is.
I've never seen anything like it in
Got
Zelda.
lasers, yo.
It
I know,
does
exactly.
have lasers.
It reminds me, I think it's an Earthbound thing, but when
Oh,
you're
wow.
getting Lucas in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you remember that
Oh.
one boss that like chased you down?
oh, the piggy boss.
Porky.
Porky.
That's
his
it.
name.
His name in Mother 1
It's practically the
and
word
Mother 2
boss.
is Pokey, but
Porky, whatever it is.
in Mother 3 he is Porky.
It reminds
yes.
me a lot of that.
It does look similar to it, though I don't believe that's what it's going to be.
No, I don't think that's what it is. It's just
I'm
that's
messing
what it
with
reminds
you.
me.
Also, I didn't like how they were trying to say, like, hard, difficult enemies will be prevalent in the game. There will be lots of big enemies. But the one big enemy they show looked more like a boss than a normal encounter.
Yeah,
So,
that caught me off guard too.
But bomb arrows though.
Bomb arrows are a thing. The spear arrow, not
Bomb,
spear
arrow.
Yeah, what was that? It looked like a
combination.
laser.
I don't know.
On the end of it, it
It's
was
got
very
lasers,
strange.
yo. Everything's got lasers.
Laser arrows. I thought that was
so
Pit's thing.
futuristic.
It was very, very strange.
I wonder where it's gonna fit on the timeline.
That is.
He looks really young.
It
So-
could be,
Well, there are
different.
reincarnations.
It could.
in
I don't
time.
know, but I don't know. He looks like a girl too.
What if it's not even Link?
Yeah, the guy was like, no one said it was Link. And it's like, shut up.
Don't tell Enuma to shut up.
I'll tell him to shut up.
All right.
I mean, you have a point, but I think it's going to be Link there.
I think that's Link.
I
don't know who else it could
he's
be.
trolling with us.
I don't know
Oh,
who
no
else
one said it was Link.
I have no idea, but I don't think it couldn't be Link. No. Another Zelda game that was showed off tonight in detail at the
Oh my god.
Treehouse and also on their digital event was The Legend of Zelda, or really it was just called the Hyrule Warriors. I wanted to put Legend of Zelda in front of that, but you can't.
That looks pretty sick.
It looks very...
It was a good game.
GG.
Right. And they showed what? They confirmed Midna, Zelda, Impa, and Link as playable characters. But there's a total of like 9 slots.
There are 9 slots on the
character.
I wish we had that as well.
I'd be really interested to know how many mystery characters there might have been.
Well, there were 5. What do you mean mystery characters?
Like there were the 4 characters that you could pick.
Oh, you mean like more
slots.
panels might have come up as you... Because all that was there were 9 slots, and 4 of them were filled up by Link, Zelda, Impa, and Midna.
It leaves 5.
It leaves 5 of the question marks.
Tingle. We need Tingle.
Tingle confirmed for Hyrule Warriors.
What do you do? Like strike selfies?
Don't say that.
With
Someone's
going to
take that seriously. Nothing has been confirmed just now.
Nothing has been
confirmed.
confirmed.
We just want Tingle.
I mean, I felt like I said that with the utmost sarcasm in my voice. I don't know.
I don't care.
They could have had Tingle. They could have had Fi. They could do all sorts of things.
Fi.
Well, I mean, they
could. Fun.
Don't put
they could
her
have
in my game.
Leave. No.
Don't leave. Stay here.
We love you.
But,
There's just so much potential with this new game.
I was really worried about how it was gonna flow, but after seeing it play today, I'm like, there's no problem. It's gonna flow just fine.
And the guy's fighting the dragon, and he knows after he beats the dragon, the demo's over. So he just starts running around the map, and the dragon follows him everywhere. And he's like, "Oh,
that was
that
was really cool."
When they went to the ferry fountain.
Yeah, he went to go.
Oh my
god! And he pulled the
moon down.
That makes me really want HD Majora because that thing scared the crap out of me.
You didn't see it. It plays like Dynasty Warriors, if you know how that is. Kind of similar to Star Wars Battlefront or Lord of the Rings Conquest, where it's this open map. But the playable characters that you don't pick can be out on the battlefield playing as well, and you may have to go help them or whatnot. So Midnight requested help taking out the dragon boss from Twilight Princess, and it was in the Twilight Realm, is what it looked like.
It was.
And the dragon was flying too high up, and she tried to use one of her magic spells to send out chains to bring it down, and it didn't work. It just flew farther away. And then it came back, and it was still just out of reach from anyone. So they opened up a fairy fountain, and you go in, and a great fairy comes out, and she's like, "Oh, you need some help? I got you, bro." And chains come out and hit the dragon again and start pulling it down. Of course, he breaks free, just like he did last time. But then a single chain rushes out, flies right by the dragon, grabs something.
Majora's...
You can't... Shut up! I am telling a story here!
There's a story going
I'm
on.
helping you out with the pacing.
Not.
I'm helping you with the pacing.
You are not helping me.
With the pacing.
My gosh.
I think the pacing.
Grab
You
something
sound like
that
me.
No.
Grabs something and starts pulling it down, and you just see Majora's moon start appearing and slams
I think
into
the pacing
the
was
dragon.
too fast. You don't see the moon, you see a nose.
The dragon gets nailed by the giant snars of the moon. Bam!
I feel in the wrong now.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe because you called me out.
You interrupted my story. It was a good story, man.
I was trying to help you with
you
the
got a
pacing.
rude
Story,
dude too.
bro.
We're not appreciative of.
But it looks really sick. Like
It looks really fun.
And then not only can you like use Link's sword, you can have what was the fire wand?
Yeah,
fire rod.
Rod. There we go. That just
That looks like it has so much to it.
yeah, it looks really intricate.
The way the fire rod transformed and the way the storyboard team, I guess, called the soldiers Hyrulean soldiers.
Hyrulean
I'm really
soldiers.
curious as to how much liberty, like artistic liberty, the team took. And even then, I forget who it was. It was someone from Nintendo that said, "Don't worry about us, make it your game."
It was Enuma, and he's one of the head directors on like most of the Zelda games. So it was the thing that the person Connor told to shut up.
Yeah,
earlier.
Numa was like, "It's not." No one said it was Link.
Because-
And now he's like, "Make a game."
The directors of Dynasty Warriors were like, well, we really want to help keep this true to Zelda, and Enuma like stopped them apparently when their conversation was taking place in their tracks and goes, no, this is a Dynasty Warriors game. Make it how you want to.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the
It's
freedom
gonna
they're
be
giving the
interesting.
team.
Like, I'm pretty happy with this. This looks really, really nice. I love the art style for it too.
Oh yeah, they definitely did justice with Link's design and everyone else.
Oh, and the redeads, like
Those are
that
scary.
surprised me. And they have the screech thing, but it's like an immediate area of effect kind of thing that paralyzes you. But I saw another redid because he was facing two at the same time,
Yeah.
and one was doing that area of effect one right in front of him, right around him, excuse me, and the other redid was doing it out in a cone in front of him.
Oh, so he could change his direction.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting that the bosses, or not really bosses, but like, I guess the leaders, the commanders of whatever groups you're facing.
The
can-
large enemies.
Yeah, they can change their attacks around like that. So it's not as linear as it seems.
Gives you more to do. Sorry. Yes. Yes.
I mean, the only thing I was worried about this game, I was like all on board with this game yesterday, except for I was worried, would it look good with the fighting, or was it gonna be all staggery and everything? Because
Right.
like, the way you fight in a regular Zelda game is very different
Oh,
than the way you
it's
fight in
totally
Dynasty
different.
Warriors. But they made it fit really well, and I'm really excited.
Looks good. It looks like they are taking... And though I'm not happy that Enuma said that, I'm like the only one that feels that way, I suppose. Like, that's something that I just don't feel you do. I don't feel like you give one of your most beloved IPs over and just say, do whatever you want with
You're
this.
doing
Make
a
it
really
your
good
own.
job.
No, and I
I
understand
think
that.
he
That's...
was impressed with that, and so he didn't want them worrying, and then, focusing on the worry so much they screw up.
Right. I understand that.
One thing I do want to note though is, you see Link's sword, which is that double-edged blade and everything, which looks cool. It's fairly thick, but when you saw Zelda, she has a duelist blade, which is really, really cool. It's long, thin, it's like more for fencing kind of stuff. So I think that's a pretty cool addition, how they distinguish them from each other.
All the different characters are pretty cool, especially. I mean, the only ones we saw were Link, Zelda, Impa, and Midna.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were all really cool. I think I liked Midna the most.
Oh my gosh. And she can summon, like, some Twilight wolf form of Link.
Right, because Link, it was usually the wolf in Twilight Princess, but just so she had something, because when she's just normally, she's going her normal pace, she's floating and she's just hovering and everything, and her sprint is she summons that Twilight wolf Gavin's talking about.
But it's like a shadow wolf kind of thing. It's not.
Yes.
And it's in the same shape as Link from Twilight Princess when he was in the Twilight or whatever and was a wolf form. But you can kind of see through this wolf.
Right.
It's really cool.
It looks like they're putting a ton of detail into it, and though I'm not happy with that statement Enuma gave them, I will say I'm excited to play this game.
Still though, Majora's Moon just crashing down on that dragon.
That was fantastic.
That was...
That took everybody by surprise.
Schnoz, bam, right in the dragon. Dead.
I wonder if Skull Kid's gonna be in this game.
He's
That's-
probably a playable
If he's a
character.
playable character, I'm just gonna.
The trailer Connor found earlier was not the same one that they had during the Nintendo digital event. He found one on IGN, right?
It was on YouTube.
YouTube? Okay.
It was on the Nintendo channel, but it had Ganondorf at the end of it.
It had
Not as like a
Ganondorf.
character or anything, but it just had like
It
a
shows-
shot of his face. So I mean,
Interesting.
it looks like he's the villain, but I have no idea. There was like very little detail in it.
Well, I mean, we had talked about this earlier when we were watching it, Gibson and I. Like, what if they have like a light campaign and a dark campaign.
Oh, that would be really nice.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing you guys talk about that. Like if you were playing as Ganondorf's forces trying to
Yeah.
fight,
I think
That'd be
that
really
would
cool.
Be a unique feature.
like if maybe at the end of the missions you duel one another or something. I don't know if that really fits Dynasty Warriors, but could be cool.
I've seen games like Lord of the Rings Conquest, or I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 did it, where you can play like a dark campaign. And with Lord of the Rings Conquest, they would take scenes like from the movie and stuff, but they would show them in a way that it made it seem like the dark forces were winning. And
Oh yeah.
it was really well done, and I was impressed with it. So I think they can do something like that with this, where they can just twist it around just a little bit out of context and still make it work.
Yeah, I would like to see multiple endings, even because it's looking like the game's not gonna be canon, so they might as well go all out with it.
Yeah, might as well.
If it's not canon, I definitely agree. And from what everything is looking like, Midna being in there, and just like
And not in her like Twilight Princess form either.
right, exactly. This wouldn't be, if it wasn't canon, it wouldn't be post Twilight Princess.
Which is interesting.
Yes, very. It makes it seem more like